Welcome to the Gamecast Informer, the daily news show that keeps you in the know on what's hot and occasionally not so hot. Guess who's back? That's right, it's me, the voice of 106.7, otherwise known as Vox within the Gamecast circle. Did you miss me? Yeah, I know you did. But enough schmoozing around. Let's get to the news. The missing? Who's missing? Am I missing? Hidetaka Suihiro, the brains of Deadly Premonition, a game that has somewhat of a cult following, is now working in cooperation with gaming studio White Owls and Arc System Works publishing company. Now, as for what we actually know about the game, that's a bit of a big nothing. Nada. Zilch. Nope. All we got is some footage of landscapes, people walking, and, oh right, a couple of owls with those big eyes of theirs. Can we just talk about how creepy owls can be sometimes? They just stare right at you with those big old eyes, peering into the depths of your soul. Anyway, where were we? Right, the missing. The video's voiceover by the director gives a smidge of insight into what the game might hold in store for us, and I quote, "A missing person. Someone who's lost, or even something lost. Maybe it's your loved one, or a place you belong. Do you ever feel lost in your everyday life? The missing is for someone like you." Well, not gonna lie, I'm feeling pretty lost right now, so hell, maybe I'll give this game a shot. New operators for Rainbow Six Siege. That's right, ladies and germs. 2 new operators for R6 have come out, locked, loaded, and ready to kill some space zombies. First on the line, we have Dr. Lena Milnikova. What is it with sci-fi people being European? Codename Finka, a Spetsnaz CBRN specialist armed with a Spear .308, an SAS G12, and a 6P41. Also, she injects teammates with a nanoserum that boosts health when activated. Kinda like Mercy from Overwatch, except, you know, not quite as deadly. Actually, no, this is the opposite of deadly, she has big guns. Next on the line is Olivier Flamand, codename Lion, combat rescuer and biohazard specialist from the French GIGN unit. He comes loaded with a V308, 417 marksman, and an SG-CBQ. He also comes with a drone that he flies around and uses to spy on you while you sleep. Or something. Look into their bios on Rainbow Six Siege, if you got it. Let's get freaky with Monster Prom. Have you ever wanted to date a monster? And no, I don't mean your exes, I mean an actual monster. Well, now you can, and it's all thanks to the devs over at Beautiful Glitch and the publishing company Those Awesome Guys. Talk about meta. Anyway, the premise behind this rather peculiar game tackles the biggest fear that teenagers have when it comes to the end of their high school careers: prom, and the possibility of having to go alone. So, this wacky game has you trying to woo certain monsters into going to prom with you. The catch is, however, the game gives you a personality quiz in the beginning and matches you up with the best possible outcomes for you to pursue. The game, of course, is unaffected by gender or sexual orientation because monsters are unisex and like everyone. Although they're monsters, so do they like everyone because they eat them? Call of Duty, the movie, also known as Call of Duty, press F to pay respects. You know when there are just some things that shouldn't be done? Like the Mario Brothers movie? Or the Assassin's Creed movie? Well, it seems some people just don't learn, because the director behind Sicario 2 wants to head up a Call of Duty movie and keep making more if the FURD succeeds, and that's a very, very big if. Turning the series into another Marvel Universe-like thing, except probably not as successful or diverse. Personally, I wouldn't watch it, especially if there are loot boxes involved. Then again, most Call of Duty games nowadays are like movies anyway. They're just all cutscenes and QuickTime events. Press F to pay respects. What some people won't do. The man who killed net neutrality, now under investigation. But of course, everyone's favorite buck-toothed internet-killing sellout is now being investigated for a series of rules that he instated regarding the number of stations that broadcasting companies can own several years ago. And, of course, about a subsequent deal made by Sinclair Broadcasting to buy out Tribune Media. The FCC Inspector General is now investigating whether Pi benefited from this deal and if the recent ruling to kill net neutrality might have been carried out with the same intent of benefiting from such a thing. Well, only time will tell whether Pi will be given the boot and his ruling reversed, or if he will continue to get away with further violations of net freedom. P.S. Gamecast is not political. CD Projekt Red. No likey loot boxes. The brains behind the Witcher series gave their thoughts about the whole loot box controversy that has been causing waves in the gaming community, given that their upcoming game, Cyberpunk 2077, will be having online elements. In short, it has been resounding disapproval about the practice, and I quote, "If you buy a fully priced game, you should get a big, polished piece of content," is what they have to say about all this. They, so far, have agreed with the notion that loot boxes are unfair to gamers, and that they are simply a result of companies that have become much too greedy for their own good, and have been stifling developer freedoms. Personally, this whole loot box thing has me up in a tizzy, but hell, you want to know who else is up in a tizzy about loot boxes? Our favorite salt master, Count Fracula. Ask him a thing or two about loot boxes, trust me. You'll be listening for hours. And that wraps it up for today's news. Remember to leave your opinions in the comments below, to like, share, and subscribe, and to give Gamecast a shout out on our Discord. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Patreon, and Twitch. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been The Voice at 106.7. Gaming news now.